Hello, everyone. Welcome to your live podcast of the US Portsmouth FC Podcast on YouTube. And hopefully, you guys do enjoy this. Get your questions in the chat, like, sub, and subscribe if you are new. This is a podcast all about the football club and talk about the games throughout the season of US Portsmouth, who play in the fifth tier of English football, or the fifth step of English football in the Wessex League Premier Division. Guys, get your questions in the chat, like, sub, and subscribe if you are new. We are going to talk about the last two games that we played, which was the cup game against East Cowes Victoria in the Velocity Wessex League Cup, and the game away at Sherborne, the 3-hour round trip away to Sherborne in the league. So hopefully you guys can get your questions in. And everything else we can get in, and questions are coming. And everything will be a good in the world. So get your coming. So, guys, let me know in the chat, folks, if you guys are enjoying. Basically, folks, let me know how you think the season is going. Let me know if there is anything you would like for me to talk about other than the game away at Sherborne and the home game in the league between us and East Cowes Victoria in the Velocity Wessex League Cup. Put down in the chat what else you would like for me to talk about if it's anything to do with the club. Because I'll happily speak about anything. You just got to put your questions in the chat, like, sub, and subscribe. Not like and subscribe. I would happily appreciate that because it'd be more publicity for the club and more likes on the stream for the podcast would be good. And if you guys are watching and you do live in the Portsmouth area, come down to Victory Stadium and watch us when we have a home game on. So keep your questions coming. We are going to let people know that we are live. We are going to be talking about the game against East Cowes in the Cup and the Sherborne away game in the league, which I got a lot of positives. Just to let you guys know, I have more on the positives for the Sherborne. I have a bit of positives for the East Cowes, but there is some bits that I would like to speak about, which I think could be done better on the thing. Just in folks, just in hindsight, it's nothing against anyone. It's in hindsight. Get your question in the chat. Let's get some questions in the chat, folks. We want, yeah. So I'm gonna take some questions before we go into the games. So if you guys want to put your question in the chat, we can talk. What would you guys like me to talk about? We'll have a bit of a look. So I can't really talk about much because I don't know what you guys would want me to talk about. If you guys want to put anything in the chat, we can get talking about certain things. But the main topic is about the game against East Cowes in the Velocity Wessex League Cup and the Sherborne away in the league. But if there's anything else other than them you want me to talk about, put it in the chat and I'll be happy to talk about it. So I'm just going to let some people know. But so get your questions in the chat when we can get off and running. So, guys, put in the chat what you guys think of the season so far and tell me if you are actually happy with how it's going, even though we're second from bottom in the league. We are joint bottom of the league, but not bottom on goal difference, which shows that we are not conceding as much, which is a positive, not a negative. So keep your questions in the chat and we'll keep on going, just letting people know that we are live. Because if anybody wants to know, and if any other the players for US Portsmouth are watching this, you are going, you guys are going to love when I talk about the Sherborne away game, because I've got a lot of nothing but absolute praise and a lot of positives coming your way. So it's going to be a contrast of a little bit of negative to positives in the first game to a lot of positives in the second, just to let you guys know. So let's get some questions in so we can get a going. If you guys want me to get into the games, let me know and we can get into that. But also, let's get your questions in, like, subscribe, and all that jazz. I'm just waiting for some questions to come in, and then we can then maybe get started on the started on the games. But I do want you guys to also, folks, see, give me some stuff to talk about. If you guys want me to talk about it, put it in the chat. I'll answer all your questions. I'll answer literally anything within the spectrum of US Portsmouth. If you want me to have a bit of a talk, so that you can notice my opinion of anything like that and stuff like that. I'm happy to answer literally anything that comes my way. But hey, hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Keep your questions flowing. Let me know if you guys would like to get into the games, or would you guys like me to talk about anything else beforehand? So guys, keep your questions. Comment, like, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Let me know if you guys would like me to put in any. I'm going to go in straight into the games. Or in hindsight, folks, keep your questions flowing so we can answer as many questions as I can. I will be getting the video set up. I'm going to get the videos bit set up in a minute. I'm just doing it as we're going along, chatting to you folks while we are getting this bit sorted out. Put your question in the chat, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel, and we'll answer as many of your questions as I can. And hopefully this will be a very good game, because we need it to be a good game. We don't want it to be like, just like, what's the word? Don't be a continuation of how we're playing and stuff like that. So I'm just going to wait for your answers, folks. Would you guys like for me to go straight into talking about the games? If not, put some questions in the chat and I will answer them first. So we're trying to. I'm just sorting some stuff out quickly, folks, beforehand. So there we go. We've got the first game up and ready for you guys. Just get your questions in the chat, and I'll answer as many of them as you can. Just get your questions that come in, like, subscribe if you're new to the channel. So keep your questions flowing. If you guys want to ask me anything, That's why I'm just waiting before we go into the stream. Before we go into talking about the games and everything, I want to do all the questions and answers first, because then it gives you guys a chance to have a say in what you guys think, or you guys want me to go straight into the games. Put it out in the chat, and we'll basically go for it. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the podcast. If you guys be enjoying the podcast, let me know in the chat, because this is episode 3. Thank you to the 4 of you in the chat. I highly appreciate you all. So far, I want to say so far the season has been going not too bad, because we've not been conceding that many goals in a game. So we're basically holding our own. We're basically holding it together. We're basically keeping it strong. And we've got an absolute bond in the team. But we just got to not be negative and take a lot of positives out of the game and not a lot of negatives out of the game. So far we're just got to keep going and doing this and that and t'other and see what comes from it. So we'll give it another 5 minutes, folks, and then we will be going into the game between our game at home in the Velocity Wessex League Cup against East Cowes Victoria, which we will be talking about in chat as well. I'm just hoping, folks, that you guys can hear me. And if, when we do start the game and the highlights and everything else, let me know if you can't hear me and stuff like that, because I want you guys to just let me know so that I know to turn it down a bit and stuff like that, so that you guys can hear me a lot more. So don't be afraid to let me know. So let's go. So we haven't got, let's check. We haven't got any questions, and we're 12 minutes into the podcast. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go straight into the game, which is between US Portsmouth versus East Cowes Victoria in the Velocity Wessex League Cup. Let's go, folks.
Fraser Law. Number 2, Toby Snow.
Apologise.
Number 3,
if it's
Harrison
a
Yates.
little bit, because that seems to be a little bit big, so I'm just trying to slow it down a bit. So far we're passing the ball really well, folks. Yeah, we played, I want to say we played really well in this game against East Cowes for a big majority of it. I want to give a lot of credit to the players on that pitch, because the team played alright. We played to our potential, we played to the strength of the team, and we gave it the best of our abilities. And look, if you see here, we're getting straight to the players. We are literally going up to them, making them that they've got to a quick pass, and everything else we're doing what we need to do, which is the main thing, what we got to do, and stuff like that. And then you see us making these cows having to go from our end all the way back to their keeper. So basically we're doing really, really well in that regard. The players are playing well. Good ball crossed in. Oh, I think that could have been a goal if the player got the right connection. That could have been 1-0, but very good to defend, to actually make the player make the mistake, which is well executed and well done from our defence. I want to say in this game, for me, this was the one time in the first half they broke through our line and managed to get a shot off, and I thought we shouldn't have let that happen in the first place. Absolutely shouldn't have let that happen. We were better than that. It's very, very, very rare in the game that East Cowes actually broke through our line and actually broke through the fence to actually get the attempt on goal at this point in the game. That's a free kick to us, folks. Yeah, we're giving them a lot of time to shoot, but a lot of the times we were making them have to shoot from distance, which in a lot of cases, then there was a few cases they were getting into the box, getting shots away. We were blocking them, but most of the time they would coming in, getting the blocks off, doing what they needed to do. They weren't getting most shots on target, so it wasn't struggling Prego at all. And then the second half, we came more out of the shell, and we would pass the ball around. Like we had confidence, thinking we could win this game. We could win this game. We just got to keep what we're doing, but also at the same time, we got to try and make sure we weren't making mistakes as well. We weren't making this sort of errors which were doing it to a T. But we were passing the ball around so effortlessly that at some points they couldn't even get the ball off of us at some points, and that's what we needed to do. We were creating chances, we were getting stuff off, and then we've had a couple of good efforts on goal, which you guys will see in the video. And the ball got crossed in, cleared away by the defender for East Coast. That was a very good challenge. That was basically, I could have gone either way that challenge. That could have been 50-50, but that was a proper goal on challenge. Because both players got up, just played on, proper. That's how you should play football, not just going into challenges and then staying down, get back up and get on with it. And look at this. We got the ball, we put the ball in the box. But the other thing was we either played it too much and going out of play, or played it too much with a crossing and no one was in the box to go for it at this point. And at this point I was thinking to myself, there's penalties at the end of this, and that's when I didn't really want. At this point I was thinking to myself, we could do without penalties, and the ball came in, headed along, and it went out for a goal kick to East Cows. Then this is us trying to create something, and then these cows were clearing it, and most of the time the balls were getting cleared and then coming straight back to us, which was what we wanted to happen. We were constantly pressurising, and at this point I thought we're going to get a shot, and then we were on pressurising, because every time we go out for a throw in the corner we were asking for the ball really quickly, because we know we were having the pressure. Then we also hit the ball, hit the bar through our captain Nathan Clements, which was a very good effort, by the way. Very good effort on jumping up high, beating the player and getting his head to the ball first and hitting the crossbar. Very good attempt. Very good attempt. Then there was a bit of lack of concentration at the back. Nearly let in a goal for East Coast, but we had it scouted, and then we had a couple of attempts. I think after this we had an attempt from Holgate which went over the top, and it's better than this from Nathan Clements, the captain. Oh, absolutely nothing. He just decided and stuff like that, and it's all good. Very good. So, as a bit of feedback, I'd say these highlights are a bit too long to show us the chances. Can't really do that because these are match highlights, and these are match highlights for people to watch after the day after the game. So this is what I use. And then we had a chance, and then not long after we scored, in the 94th minute, East Cow scored. I was absolutely gutted because I thought we did enough to deserve to go through to the next round, deserve to win the game, and then we knew we won it with an attack later, going down the other end, and Dylan O'Gate knew we winning it. Would have been absolutely immense if he did that. I would have been on that pitch and celebrating with the players myself. And then we had a shot from Brady that went over the top, and then it was the dreaded penalties which we tried to avoid all game. And only thing I've just got to say is, I do think we have to do, if the manager Fraser is watching, I do think the players watching the penalties, we're not bad, but could do a little bit more of a practice in penalties a lot more often, just in case, for like in any eventualities you get to penalties, you can practice taking them, going into different corners, going forward, so you have a bit of practice taking them, because I don't think it's very often that we have a penalty shootout. I don't think, but it's not that bad. There's a lot of positives we can take from this show, because a lot of it was that we played very well, and no, I just want to say this in retrospective to the game as a whole. In the grand scheme of things, the team that wasn't playing the best was the team that went through. So it is just typical. The one game that we actually played very good in, we ended up not going through, which it sucked in the end. But like I said to the players after the game, we did defeat what I said to the players after the game. Be proud of how you played in 90 minutes. You made a mistake for the goal that they equalised in 94 minutes. You couldn't help that. But penalties are the lottery, so you have to accept it. If you missed, you've missed. You can't help it. It's a lottery. It will go and it will go, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. Don't be so damn beat on yourself. But guys, you guys have seen the match highlights for the game against East Cows Victoria in the Wessex League, in the Velocity Wessex League Cup. Put down what you guys thought of the performance and give your opinion. So hopefully you guys do enjoy it. I'm ready to hear your guys' views. You've heard my views. I'm ready to hear yours and have and answer your questions regarding the performance against East Cows Victoria in the Velocity Wessex League Cup. So there you go, guys. That we're going to get into the questions and answers now for the game between East Cows Victoria in the Velocity Wessex League Cup. So keep your guys' questions that come in, like, sub, and subscribe if you are new to the channel as well. I want to hear your guys' views. It's more down to the fact of, I'm interested to see your guys' views as well. So I'm interested to see your opinions, your views, and everything before we go into the next game, which was, guys, the next one. It's not hard to take. It was just a very tiring day, due to it being a 3-hour round trip to get there and about 2 hours and a bit to get back to Sherborne Town in the Wessex League Premier Division. If you guys have watched the match highlights, you know what the score is. So you'd be very interested to hear what my opinions are, and I've got nothing but positivity to say about this. But I'm waiting for your guys' views. Let's get some questions in. So keep your questions to come in so you guys can see. I'm just setting the other thing up. Ready, folks? Ready for the next game, which is against Sherborne Town away. Oh, we're not getting into that yet, folks. A bit early for that. I'm trying to make it so we can hide it. Sorry about this, folks. Unfortunately, it doesn't want to do it. Sorry about that. Because I forgot to press the thing, so it went off itself. So I apologise for that, folks. But, folks, what do you guys think of the performance against East Carls Victoria? Get your question in the chat. The quicker, folks, you put your questions in, the quicker we can get on to the next game and talk about that. Because we've got about half an hour left of the podcast. I tried to make this podcast at least an hour. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Let me know in the chat. So let me know in the chat, folks, if you guys are enjoying the podcast. Let me know in the chat. And there is a US Portsmouth FC podcast playlist. So if you guys have missed any of the previous episodes, you can go and rewatch them on my channel on the playlist, which is named US Portsmouth FC Podcast. So keep your questions to come in, and we can get into the next game, which is, this is where I'm gonna have nothing but absolute glee. I'm gonna be absolutely smiling from ear to ear talking about this game, because what you're gonna hear from me was about something I didn't expect. I didn't expect, you didn't expect, the manager didn't expect, the players didn't expect, everyone at the club did not expect. We expected to go to Sherborne and get our absolute butts kicked. They were 9th in the league. We were bottom of the league. You were thinking we did not stand a chance in this game. I didn't even give us a chance. I was thinking we were going to go there and lose. Even the manager said we were going to go there and lose. Just to let you guys know, and beforehand, I want to give you guys a heads up. What we are going to do is put some claps in the chat. We're going to get some clapping emojis in the chat, folks. That, folks, is to appreciate. We had 14. I repeat to you, folks, when I tell you, I'm going to tell you a bit of an insight before we go into the highlights, and I'll tell you how this game went on against Sherborne Town. We only had 14 players for this game. 14. 11 starting, 3 on the bench. And you'll be thinking, if you see that for any team, you're thinking, we haven't got a chance. We haven't got a chance. And I thought to myself, oh, God, we hope we don't get... hopefully these 14 can go and do us proud. And hopefully a 3-hour round trip was worth doing for what you guys are about to witness. But put in the chat, put in and everything else. Let's go. And here we go, folks, for the match highlights of US Portsmouth 3-hour round trip away to Sherborne Town in the Wessex League Premier Division. Let's go for something you guys are going to be shocked, because what a shot this is. Here we go, Sherborne Town away. Here we go, folks. This is Sherborne Town away, a 3-hour round trip in the sun. And what you're going to see through most of this was a lot of Sherborne Town pressure, having them literally coming at us, literally and physically. Right. So, guys, put your question in the chat, like and subscribe. Why would you ask me that? In this game, we were soaking up in the first half against Sherborne Town. A lot of pressure. And when I mean a lot of pressure, I mean a lot of pressure. This was pressure like nobody's business. Into the point where there was wave after wave after wave after wave of attack coming from Sherborne. And I thought to myself, at this point, this can only go one way. And I was fearing for these players. I was fearing for these players because it sounded like if we concede one, we're going to concede a hatful. And I thought to myself, we can't play like this. I thought to myself, we cannot keep letting them have all these chances, have all the chances that Sherborne are having and creating. And we just had... We don't put messages in like that. And also, we did some interesting some good attacks of our own. But in the first half, I want to say the referee wasn't the best for both teams. And then I want to give praise to the defence. The defence played really well in this game. They kept the attacks absolutely to a T at the source. When you knew a ball wasn't going to be right, the players were sticking to them like glue. They were doing this and that. What I'm going to say is, I cannot just single out, I cannot say about one player. I am going to be talking today on this game about all 14. All 14 players that turned up and played and decided to do a 3-hour round trip to play for this team. You should be proud of yourselves. You should have a pat on the back and be absolutely proud of yourselves, because you did us proud in this game. And what you guys are seeing, you will not expect. It could have been a lot better. You'll find out near the end. But the whole performance, from top to bottom, from front to back, from the first minute to the last minute, this team put in an absolute shift. And they played for the badge. They played for the shirt. This is what we should be doing week in, week out. If we play like this regularly, we would not be anywhere near the bottom of the league. We would be mid-table. We would be mid-table in the league if we were playing like this every week. Because it looked like nobody... They could have played for literally 2 or 3 days and couldn't have broke us down in this game. It was a monumental effort from the lads. Even the manager said after the game that he was surprised the shift they put in, and he praised the players who made a 3-hour round trip worth the while, worth what it was. It could have been a lot better, which you guys will find out soon, but you would take it from the side of the bottom of the league. Look like we have not given themselves a prayer, and that was our best chance of the first half. Well, just in there, best chance of the first half from us. And Craig going goal, it could have took a monumental amount of time for anyone to get past him in goal. I still got to give respect to both keepers, to Logan and to Craigo. They're both good keepers, but the one thing I'll say about Craigo, in the difference to Logan in a way, Craigo doesn't do a lot of the yelling side of his game. He just gets on with it and leaves the players to do their job by just focusing himself. He hardly speaks and gets on with it. That's what he should be doing. It should be left to the captains and the vice captain to tell the players what they are doing wrong. It's their job. And that's the only downside. And Craigle's got a better kicking game. But to Logan, there's no disrespect. But that's what I say. He's got better distribution. But if he takes out the shouting out of his game and just focuses on playing and being a goalkeeper, I think he'll be a good goalkeeper in hindsight in the future. You just got to take the much of the being aggressive and yelling out of the game, and I think he will be good. And just pays attention to what's happening on the pitch, because first half we were piling on the pressure, we were doing this and that, we were doing what we were doing a lot to get efforts on goal, to get chances on goal, and I thought to myself, it's only just a matter of time until Sherborne are going to score a goal and the floodgates will open. I just had that feeling in me, but then every time you feel like they were going to get a shot on target, a player would put the body on the line, would put something in, would get like a little deflection, a little shot away, so that it would go either over the bar or either side of the post or straight into the goalkeeper's gloves. That's what we were wanting. And stuff like that. It was just very, very good defensive display as well from the team. If you see here, look, there you go. As soon as the player put a shot away, the ball was hitting the player, it was going backwards. The Sherborne were putting on the pressure at this point, but the players were literally marking them so good that they were getting tight to them, so it made it a lot harder for them to pass the ball or to get a shot away, and we were doing that to an absolute T, and I couldn't be proud of the players for that. Then we're now into the second half, and this. One thing I will say is I was at a foul, and it didn't even give a foul either way, even though both players stopped. That was a bit of an oddball of the second half. Yeah, second half, we gave our best. Second half, we came out a lot a completely different team in the second half. We came out a team where we weren't going to defend, we were going to try and take all 3 points. Look at this, and then that point he had the ball, he looked like he was going to score, and then the same thing we did in the first half, had a shot, and it literally took a slight deflection for Sherborne defender, and it made it go over the top. And we were pressing and thinking, I was thinking, could we get a goal and take the lead in this game? And then you got Jones who puts the ball into the box, and then you got Holgate on the ball, who has not a bad effort, but could have been better. And then we had a free kick that went wrong. But went to goalkeeper's gloves, but the players were actually going for the ball and not just letting it go into goalkeeper's gloves. When you see he was coming towards the goalkeeper was coming out, so they thought, I'll give an attempt and see if I can get to the keeper. And the players were giving so much effort, so much praise. And folks, what I've got to say about that game, and also I feel for our top goal scorer, which is called Jimmy Walters. He went through on goal and miskicked it, and it went wide, and we could have won the game from that. But like I say, and I said it to him at the end of the game, and I'll say this to you guys: we all make mistakes. You live and you learn, and everything like that. Don't let it get you down. The team weren't down by it because we earned a point. We could have earned 3, but the most important thing is we earned a point. The players, you guys should be absolutely proud of yourselves. From me, from the fans, from everyone at the club, you guys bothered your ass to get up early and travel 3 hours to go and play for this club and play. The players who did not play because they didn't want, I don't know why, but they somehow didn't want to travel. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be up for playing every game possible. Even if it's a 5-hour journey, a 6-hour journey, you should be up for playing every single game. As a player, you should be up for every single game. You should be up for it, not being rude or disrespectful in any way, shape, or form. But you shouldn't be letting the team down like that. But I understand if you got work commitments and you have to work, I can understand that. I can understand that heartily. But if you just don't want to play, just don't want to travel, then you're not going to get back in the team otherwise, because you got to show the effort. And these 14 players, you guys, if it was me, I would play near enough the exact same team who played against Sherborne in the league, because that team absolutely deserves to play in the Russell Coates Cup. They deserve it. They absolutely deserve to play in the Russell Coates Cup against Hamburg away and see if they can get the job done. Because that team on Saturday showed the togetherness, the hunger and the passion, and it was just a family feel without any of that argument, and we just all come together as one, not having all that negativity, all that shouting, all that arguing. We had none of that. We had nothing but positivity, and give positive to each player and give them praise. And if they were down about something that went wrong in the game, we would all talk about it and give it a bit of an uplift and stuff like that. You should be proud of yourselves. The 14 players that travelled, you should be proud of yourselves. Claps to all of you. There's not really that much to talk about. We got about 20 minutes left, but it's a bit early to finish. But if you guys got any questions, hit the like button. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you are new to the channel, and hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. We are going to get some clips out as well, folks, so you guys can have a... If you guys don't want to watch the whole stream, you can then watch clips. So we're going to put a clip out. It might be a long clip due to the nature of how how the podcast runs. So hopefully it's going to be a good one. And hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. Like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, because all we want is nothing but... I will always say this. I don't want to have negativity. I don't want to see a lot of shouting in the team as much, because it brings the morale a bit down. Even if you are not playing well, still be positive. Still be uplifting, because you're giving it a bit of a lift. So if you guys are enjoying the stream, like, sub and subscribe if you are new to the channel. We are going to quickly try and get you and I'm going to say this: if any players of US Portsmouth FC and after any games want to do any interviews or anything for me to go on Twitter, YouTube and all like that, just hit me up or hit Fraser up to let me know that you guys are happy to do an interview, and I'll interview the manager, the players, or anyone after a game to get you guys' input in what you guys, so you guys can have an opinion, have a say. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream. I'm just trying to get this thing up quickly for you folks, so you guys can actually see, just so that you guys can have a little listen. just doing. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream. So if you guys have been enjoying the stream, like, subscribe if you're new to the channel. So if you guys are enjoying the stream, give me some questions in the chat, like, subscribe. We're just waiting for this to end, and I think I might end the stream there because we'll have a clip set up so that you guys can see the. There we go. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the stream. We are going to finish about 10 minutes early. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the stream. The episode 3 of the US Portsmouth podcast. And in another 2 games time, you'll be having episode 4